Who are the Arellano Felix brothers? If you have ever watched a crime movie that features powerful drug cartels, you might be curious about real-life figures that inspired these stories. One such group is the Arellano Felix brothers, who played a major role in the Tijuana Cartel. This cartel is notorious for its brutal tactics and control over drug smuggling routes between Mexico and the United States. The brothers' story is filled with family dynamics, violent power struggles, and intense confrontations with law enforcement, much like the plots we see in films. The Arellano Felix brothers include Benjamin, Ramon, Francisco Rafael, Francisco Javier, and Eduardo. They inherited leadership of the Tijuana Cartel from their uncle, Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, after his arrest in 1989. Benjamin was the brains behind the operations, handling finances and forming alliances. Ramon was known as the enforcer, overseeing assassinations and managing security forces. Francisco Rafael took care of drug procurement and logistics until he was imprisoned. Francisco Javier later took over trafficking operations before receiving a life sentence in the United States. Eduardo, nicknamed El Doctor, managed cartel activities until his arrest in 2008. The Tijuana Cartel specialized in smuggling cocaine, marijuana, and methamphetamine into California. They used advanced weaponry and hired mercenaries to protect their shipments. Their security teams operated like paramilitary forces, engaging in public shootouts, kidnappings, and torture of rivals. This created a climate of fear that mirrors the intense rivalries seen in crime films. The downfall of the Arellano Felix brothers came as law enforcement increased pressure on their operations. Ramon died in a shootout in 2002, while Benjamin received a 22-year prison sentence in Mexico. Francisco Javier was captured at sea by United States authorities. Eduardo's arrest in 2008 marked the end of direct family control over the cartel. However, their sister Enedina later emerged as a leader, shifting the cartel's focus toward covert financial operations. The rise and fall of the Arellano Felix brothers reflected themes commonly found in crime movies, such as loyalty, betrayal, and the consequences of a life of crime. Their use of mercenaries and the violent conflicts with other cartels could easily serve as the backdrop for a gripping narrative. Enedina's rise as a female leader in a male-dominated world adds an interesting twist that is often explored in crime dramas. In storytelling, a film adaptation could highlight Ramon's unpredictable nature, Benjamin's strategic planning, or the cartel's alliances with other groups. The investigations by the Drug Enforcement Administration and Federal Bureau of Investigation provide a procedural angle that contrasts personal dramas with law enforcement efforts. The story of the Arellano Felix brothers remains a powerful example of organized crime's impact on society and the blurred lines between family and criminal enterprise.